What? Can it actually be that I'm on the last question? The very last question, and you guys are going to love this because Tammy Strickland did such a good job on teaching you circles. And you will remember that when you have the lengths of the chords within a circle, it is A times C. So you have to go all the way along the length of the chord. So A times C is equal to B times D. All right, so you're given these things that do not say A times C equals B times D. Now, I'm going to show you the way that I would go about it algebraically. It's sort of the math teachery way if you've taught this before, but I'm also going to show you a way after that to get to this even if you don't necessarily know how to make it into this, okay? So, first of all, I'm noticing that I've got C and D in some options down here. So somehow they've divided by C and D. So that's algebraically, the math teachery way. I'm just going to divide by C and D and see what happens. Okay? And so when I divide the left-hand side by C and D, the C's cancel, and I get A over D is equal to, and here the D's cancel, so B over C. There it is. Okay, so the answer is B. But I'm going to tell you, you might not have had the instinct to do that. And so I'm going to give you kind of a way that you can use some values that you choose. Just choose some values and see if that works. So here's the way you can do it. You pick values where two numbers A and C equals two different numbers B and D. And it's important that they're different. Okay, because if they're the same, it doesn't necessarily really tell you anything. So I'm going to try to pick numbers where the factors are, well, larger than definitely I don't want to use 1 or 2 or 0. Okay, and so I'm trying to think of numbers. What about, I don't know, 72? Now let's do something different. Let's do something a little smaller. 24. And the reason I'm choosing 24 is that, like, if I said that A was 6, that would make C 4, right? Now choose different factors of 24. And don't use ones, because sometimes, anytime you just randomly choose numbers, I tell people to avoid 2s and 1s and 0s. So 6 times 4, I don't want to use 1 times 24, but I could use, I don't know, 2 times 12. Okay, well, I just told you not to use 2s. 2s sometimes do some weird things because, like, well, we'll talk about it later. I don't want to waste time, but how about 8 times 3? Okay, so 6 times 4 is 8 times 3. So I've determined that A is 6, C is 4, B is 8, and D is 3. So the question is, let's say you didn't know how to go at this algebraically. You could go at it numerically as long as you choose some numbers that aren't 0, 1, or 2. So A is 6. So 6 over C is 4. And it's saying is equal to B is 8 over D is 3. Well, is it true that 6 over 4 is equal to 8 thirds? Well, no, because 6 fourths is the same as 3 halves. 3 halves is definitely not the same as 8 thirds. So that rules that out. So you can see that choosing numbers can help you to rule out incorrect answers. If I did, again, so A over D, so 6 over 3 equals B over C. So that would be 8 over 4. Is it true that 6 over 3 is 2, is the same as 8 over 4? That's also 2. Yes, it's true. And let's just double check the last two. So A, 6 plus C, which is 4, over C, which is also 4. The claim is that that's the same as B, which is 8, plus D, which is 3, over D, which is 3. Okay, so 6 plus 4 is 10 fourths, which is the same as 5 halves. Okay, is that the same as 8 plus 3 is 11 over 3? No, those are not the same. So it cannot be C. And the last one, A plus B. So remember, A was 6 plus B is 4 over C, which was 8, is equal to C, which was 8, plus D, which was 3, over B, which was 4. So we're looking to see if 6 plus 4, which is 10/8, which is 5/4, okay, is that the same as 8 plus 3, which is 11 over 4? No, it's not. They will not simplify to equal one another, so that's not the answer either. So even if you didn't know how to divide to try and get these, if you will assign numbers to each of those and then follow through with all of these, you can actually see that B is the answer.